What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Mm, mm, mm. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We on day 3. We on day 3, y'all. Can you believe it? We on day 3. Like when I say time is flying past, man. Like I remember when I first planned this to say like, okay, I'm gonna do the 5-day money challenge on January 23rd. I'm like, oh, okay. When I say that time went by super fast, man, oh man. Want to make sure you all can hear me. Do mm, 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 mm. Oh, I don't even have earrings on, y'all. I came on here without earrings, so let me get my life together. Let me get my life together real quickly. Bam. We got action. We got action. Action, action, action. Hey. Okay, you can hear me. Good stuff. Okay. What am I doing? Oh, I know what I'm doing. I forgot that fast. How y'all doing today? How was y'all Wednesday? Today is hump day, which means we're almost finished with the week. We're at the half mark. I'm not going to say almost finished, but we're rounding out the week. I can say that. I'm able to say that and be valid. Do. Bam. Editing. Bow. Yes. I can for one say, like, oh, this has been a road runner today. Okay. I have been humping. Your girl has been working. Y'all can't say that I don't work for you guys. You cannot say that I do not show up and do things. How y'all feeling today? Let me know how you're feeling. Presents, slides. Let me be ahead of the game today and go ahead and put my slides on here now so that I don't have to wait like I had to the other day. So at least while I'm talking, because that's what smart people would do. What y'all up to? How was your Wednesday? How was your hump day? We ready to get into it today. We ready to knock it out. Hump day. I'm still waiting on badges. So since I did not have anybody do their homework, I have no one to give a badge to. I mean, not a badge. I have no one to give a gift card to. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to I was going to do 2 gift cards. I'm going to do 1 gift card. Okay. So instead of doing 2, I'm just going to do the 1 because I don't have anybody I can give one to tonight. So unfortunately, I'm unable to. That's the way it goes. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? What y'all up to today? Again, I'm not going to keep you for too long today. Trying to get in and get out. The first day is usually a longer day because I have to explain. I'm going to still explain every day exactly how this process works and what the 5-day money challenge is, but it's not going to be as long as that first day. That first day is definitely the longer day. So yes, come in, get comfortable. Let me know where you're chiming in from. Where you at? Where are you tuning in from? What city we in? Well, who representing today? Who representing? I'm going to go ahead and go live on TikTok. Who's representing? Where we at? Can y'all hear me? Go live. Oh. Bam. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I don't want to hold you guys too long, and I want to make sure that we get it together. So today is day 3. We're on day 3 of the Master Your Money Challenge. Okay. And welcome to day 3 of the Master Your Money Challenge. Like, first, let me just say, woo! We at the midpoint. I'm hoping at this point you've had some eye-opening experiences with yourself and your finances. You're starting to think more, and I got that wheel turning, and you're starting to see exactly what you need to do in order for you to do better about your money. Hey, Ro, how you doing? Chicago. Okay. Hey, Ro. Welcome. So yes. Well, in case those who don't know me, I'm in Chicago. And normally Chicago is cold, but honestly, right now it hasn't been as cold as it normally is. So I can't even complain. I would be lying if I didn't say I'm actually kind of scared to see like what's going to come because we've had such a nice winter, but we don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So we got North Carolina, we got Chicago. Okay. Welcome. Okay, so today is day 3 of the Master Your Money Challenge. I do want to remind you that these videos will not stay in this group. They will be deleted by the end of the week. If you do want to get access to the videos to be able to watch them as much as you want to, you definitely have to become a VIP. Now, if you're somebody who's in my Money Mastery Academy, I already have uploaded the 2 videos from day 1 and day 2 of the Money Challenge. So you're able to go in there and view it as much as you want to. That's just another one of the perks. And as I finish these videos, I'll consistently upload them so that you can get the updated versions, because right now it still had the old Money Challenge from the last time I did it every year. I do this challenge every single year. So it only gets better and better, right? So I want to ask you a question. How do you feel about your money right now? How do you feel about it? Are y'all getting along? Are y'all cool? Do you want to tussle with your money? Like you about sick and tired of them? You feel like it's slipping out your fingers? Well, how do you feel about your money? Let me know. Because we in this challenge, and the purpose of this challenge is for us to work to create wealth. We starting businesses, we're running things, running companies, we're making more money. We're making more money than our ancestors could possibly dream of us making. Okay. But the whole point is we want to teach you how to do better with that money, how to understand your options so you can make proper money moves. It's not good enough. It's not good enough just to work and make the money and do better. You want to bring the education along with it. You want to teach your children so that your children can learn. So all of this work that we're doing in businesses and houses we're buying and all of that stuff is not in vain, because we don't want to do all of this. And then our next generation essentially takes that money and just drops off the face of the earth. Or you say you want to tussle with your money. Sometimes it be like that. I want to tussle with mine. I'm trying to hold on to mine right now. My money and I are cool some weeks. So some weeks you and your money cool, and then some weeks it's not. Okay. It depends on how you feel, right? Exactly. So it just depends. Different people do different ways with their money. It's up to you. But I want to help you be okay with your money most of the time. Okay. Most of the time, if you can. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's get into it. So of course, I got to give you the rules. The Money Challenge does have a giveaway. As I said, nobody posted the badges from doing the homework. It depends how busy my week is at work. Oh, okay. I can respect that. I can definitely respect that. So this giveaway is basically, I did have 2 Amazon gift cards that I was going to send out, but since nobody posted the homework badges, what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine those Amazon gift cards, and then I'm just going to give 1 Amazon gift card out at the end of the challenge. And that goes to the person who does these 3 things. Of course, you have to follow me on 2 different channels. That can be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, either one. If you're watching me on this channel or whatever channel you're watching me on, just go ahead and tap the screen. Tap the screen, let them know that you like what you're seeing. Share this with your accountability partner. If your accountability partner is in the group, make sure you tag them so they can show up, because you're going to get this financial tea together. Okay, so I'm just going to do one gift card. So instead of doing two $50 Amazon gift cards on Friday, I'm just going to do one $100 gift card. But again, in order for you to get it, you have to follow me on multiple channels. You have to participate in the challenge. That's being active in the chat. That's posting the homeworks with the badges. Now, when you signed up for the money challenge at the5daymoneychallenge.com, you will get emailed the badges for you to use. And if my assistant could drop the badges in the chat, please. If you need to get the badges and you're in the group, then yes, she can, you'll be able to go in there and get the badge. And then what you simply do is, so each day of the challenge, I give you a homework assignment. You're going to go do that homework assignment and then post it with the badge that goes along with it. Now, the first day, the homework assignment was to identify what self-limiting behavior you have that might be affecting your homework. It might be affecting your finances. So for example, we talked about self-doubt and how doubting yourself and having low self-esteem affects your finances. Then your homework was to identify 2 ways that your self-limiting habits are affecting your finances. The second day, our goal was to create SMART goals. So we created SMART goals, and some of our goals don't be given what they're supposed to give. And that's one of the reasons why people sometimes get discouraged on their money journey. So your homework for yesterday was to create 2 SMART goals. And just to recap what a SMART goal is, essentially it's a very specific, measurable, attainable, time-bound, and relevant goal. This goal gives you exactly when you plan to achieve it by. You're going to figure out exactly what you're trying to achieve, and you're going to give yourself something to measure it by. So if you're going to do it in a year, you're going to do it in 5 years, you're going to save $10,000, you're going to pay off 5 credit cards in 5 years, whatever it is, you're being very specific about it and assigning a number to it so that you can get it together. So that was what the 2 homeworks were. Today, again, I'll give another homework, and you take that homework and you post it with the badge. Okay, so that's easy peasy, right? That's all you have to do to participate in the giveaway. And when you've done that, that helps me, and then I'll be able to count your participation. Okay, so let's recap. So on day 1, we talked about self-limiting beliefs. We talked about doubting yourself. We talked about imposter syndrome and how you might talk yourself out of different opportunities and talk yourself out of rooms that you belong in because you are doubting yourself. But those rooms might be the rooms to help you get more money. And then that money will help you accomplish your financial goals. Then we talked about how you can organize your finances on day 2. On day 2, we talked about organizing your finances and basically getting the clutter out of it, knowing what account is based for what goal. If I'm paying bills out of this account, this is my fund account. It's essentially giving a goal to each account so that you can be more organized in your finances and kind of set up your game plan. Okay. Then we talked about, yesterday, we talked about creating SMART goals. And since the homework was creating SMART goals. So today we're going to get a little bit deeper, and we're going to actually start to get into the work that we need to do and how we're going to do it. That's why we had to work on what we did the other day. So if you don't notice, there's a theme to everything, and each part of the challenge goes together with the rest. So first we worked on our mindset, shifting our mindset and how we think about money, exploring our feelings about money and what we do with those things. The next thing that we went to do is, after we got our mind right and we decided, okay, yes, I need to shift and start to rethink the ways that I label my task that I have to do associated with my money. Then we said, okay, what am I doing that might be holding back my own finances? What am I doing that might be blocking my own blessings. So, okay, bam, I figured that out. So now that I figured that out, let me start getting to work. Let me get some of this clutter out of the way so I can clean out this space and do the financial work that I need to do. And then now that I've made the decision that I'm going to do that, okay, let me set my goals so I give myself a path and I give myself a destination of where I'm going. So if you see, that's the method to the madness of how the challenge goes. Each part works with the other. Okay. So that's the recap what we talked about, and we're going to get into it today. Now, how this works. I show up every day. Again, today is the third day of the challenge. I show up every day. You get 5 live webinars. The goal is for you to show up and show out for yourself. These homework assignments are to help you and to assist you. They're to help you really dig down deep and see what's going on in your finances. They're to help you identify what goals you can work on and what you can do now to work towards those goals. Okay. The next part is you want to participate, share the wealth and participate, do the homework, because you potentially have the ability to win a gift card if you do. So that's what the goal is. Again, this day is day 3. I will be here on Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I will be here on Friday at Central Standard Time. So whatever channel you are watching this on, like and subscribe or follow. Okay, this is me. So I can't keep coming on here and giving you information and telling you and teaching you without giving you some information about myself and showing you about my journey and what I've done and why I'm qualified to come on here and teach you about money. So I'm going to give you a couple of stories about my own financial journey, and I'll come back on the screen. Let's do it like this. Okay, bam. So I'll come back on the screen to talk to you about this and give you a little bit of an intro and let you know kind of the things that I've been through. So as I said, I did not always know about money. I was not always this person out here sticking up for budgets. I didn't know what a budget was. Okay. I had no clue that you were supposed to budget. As I said, I had my daughter at 17. So I didn't know what credit, like I didn't know how you were supposed to use credit. I didn't know you needed credit. I didn't know any of those things. So I learned a lot of things through trial and error. And the one thing for you to learn is when it comes to working on your finances and it comes to you getting better with money, it takes ups and downs. Like there's levels to it. Just because you got this part right, that does not mean you have everything together at that moment. And there's so many different ways that you work on it. Okay. So my first money lesson, as I call it, my first money lesson is going to be when I bought my first house. Now, when I was 25, I was working at the Postal Service, and I decided I want to buy a house because that's what you do, right? Everybody was talking about, you buy a house, the American dream. And I had a daughter and I wanted to give her a stable life because I did not have a stable life. So I'm like, okay, well, I need to go buy a house, Unfortunately, I did not make the decision on my own as something that I wanted to do. I made it based on listening to coworkers or listening to other people saying what I was supposed to do. And then I'm 25. I don't know, So I went to go purchase the house at 25, and the loan officer was like, no, you don't have any money saved. He's like, your credit is horrible. I thought that all I needed to do to purchase a house is, I work at the post office. I make good money, right? But apparently, no, that is not all you need. So he kind of told me what I needed to do. I started buying books. I started researching. And this was, well before there was YouTube University. This is before we were able to just Google the answers to the things that we need. You had to actually get down and figure these things out. So I figured a lot of things out through trial and error by putting in the work and doing it and then watching how it affected my credit score. So I was able to get it done. It took me about 2 years. 2 years seems to be my time that I get stuff done. But it took about 2 years for me to get my credit together, get money saved. And then I finally heard those magic words, which was you're pre-approved. So then bought my house, moved in my house. I closed on my house on October 28th, 2010. So I closed on my house October 28th, 2010. On December 4th, 2010, I injured my ankle. I worked at the post office, as I said, and I live in Chicago. And this was not a mild winter. So I slipped on ice. I hurt my ankle. slipped on ice, hurt my ankle, and I had to be off work on and off. And at first I didn't. I'm not going to lie. At first I didn't take off work immediately because I needed the money and I didn't have any money saved. So I had to kind of try to work on that bad ankle because I was house poor. You know, I had saved enough money to purchase the house, but I hadn't saved any money for after I purchased the house to help. So this left me in a bad situation. And this was way before I'm the hustler that I am now. So I was in a thing, and then I didn't want to tell anybody. I was so ashamed. I felt like I would be putting my burden on other people. And it was just so many things. So long story short, I ended up losing the house because of my lack of income and not being able to basically pick up the pieces at that point. So, essentially had to start from scratch again, right? So like I said, it's levels to this. So I start from scratch, I get back to it, start working towards working and getting my money where it needed to be. My income is raising because I'm back to work. Okay, fine, bam, let's start over. My second money lesson is when it came time for me to leave the post office. A lot of other agencies or jobs didn't see me working at the post office as viable experience. So essentially it was hard for me to get a job. So I had to go back to school. So I went back to school, paid my way through undergrad. Like I cut my cable off. I cut everything that I could cut so that I could pay my undergrad education because I did not want to take out any loans. So did that, got my bachelor's, finally start getting job offers once I did that. But then the job that took me, they had weekends off, which I needed. They had set hours. So I only worked 8 hours a day, which if any of you have ever known anybody that works at the post office, 8 hours a day sounds like heaven. So I took it, but it was one catch. That job had a $20,000 pay cut. But at the time, my daughter was entering like 8th grade. She was getting older. I needed to not be out on the street till late at night. I needed those weekends off. It is what it is. So I took it. So I took the pay cut. So now I have to operate at $20,000 less, but I got the same bills. I got the same stuff to pay, the same things to do, So believe it or not, that was actually one of the best times of my life when I really started to learn how to use money, what to use money for, how I can use it to benefit me and not necessarily think about money as just another way to pay bills, because that's what it really boils down to. You want to think about money as a way to help you achieve your goals. You don't want to think about money as, oh, this is just a means to get my bills paid. Because when you think about it like that, that's all you will see the money as, and that's all you will use the money for. So that's why when you hear people talking about money mindset, that's what they're talking about. What do you think of when it comes to money? So if you notice, most of the time I ask questions. How do you feel about money? What does money mean to you? I always ask questions like that because that's going to tell me a lot about that person. A lot of people's answers will be different and stuff like that. So took my pay cut, but I'm not going to lie. Now I'm going to brag about myself a little bit because I took my pay cut, started from scratch. I didn't start from scratch, but took my pay cut and had to build myself back up because now I got to build myself back up to the income that I was making. Okay. Yes. View money as a tool, not just a means to pay bills. We are not here to just pay bills and die. That is not what we're here for. But so I had to pull myself back up, did that. But then what did I start doing then? I started to use money as a tool and do better. So what happened? I got my new job. I started building up. I went back to school for my master's, got my master's, moved up again. I started to pay off debt. So I paid off $50,000 in debt in about 2 years, paid off $50,000 in debt. Like now I have more of my money because what you have to realize is anytime you're paying off debt, you're giving yourself an automatic pay raise. Because if I have this much money, we're going to use something very small. If I have $100 and I'm paying off debt and I have $100 and I have $80 worth of bills I'm paying every day, I really only have $20 left. But if I pay down half of those bills and now I have only $40 of bills, but I still got that $100 of income, well, guess what? Now I have $60 that's free. So anytime you're paying off debt and you're getting that debt out your wallet, you're giving yourself an automatic pay raise. A lot of times that coupled with getting promotions or whatever is going on at work, a lot of those things will help you and assist you do better about your money. Okay. So you got to go through things. So 2020 comes, the pandemic hits. Everybody is like, what the is going on? You know what I did during 2020? I became a real estate investor and I bought me an investment property. So I did that and I walk my students through me doing that. So as I bought my investment property, in anybody who's in the Money Mastery Academy, let them know I walk them through the full process of me purchasing this house. Everything down to when I was negotiating to get them to repair it, every single step, because I wanted more people to know about the process. And I'm glad I did, because a lot of people start to come to me with questions. They start to come to me asking me how this, or they was coming to me giving me horror stories about some cousin they had that lost their house or lost their home loan because they bought a car before they closed and they had no idea that they couldn't do that. And that gave me another epiphany, like, oh my God, this is something else that people don't know, because you think because you know it, that it's just common knowledge and everybody knows this, but everybody doesn't. So that made me say, okay, I need to teach people about buying a house. And I don't mean buying a house by, oh, let me just teach you to get a house. I want to teach you to prepare for home ownership, because I feel like that's one big thing we don't do enough. So with that, I created the Money Mastery Academy. Now, the Money Mastery Academy is it's the my visions and dreams manifested. Okay. I wish I had a tool like that when I was growing up. It's basically a one-stop shop you can go to. I bring in financial experts every month, twice a month. And we talk about different topics that are important. So just to give an example, 1 month might be about home ownership. I'm going to bring a mortgage broker in so that you can talk to them. They're going to give a training to teach you how to get approved for a house and answer your questions that you have. Then I'm going to bring in a real estate agent so they can talk about the process and educate you, so you can ask questions from somebody who's not dependent upon your real estate sale. Because a lot of times, that's the best environment for you to ask your questions, for you to feel comfortable and not feel like you're being poached. So that's what made me create the Money Mastery Academy, because a lot of these things that I went through and I had to navigate on my own, I needed to create a resource and a location for people to do that. So everybody know I stick up for budgets everywhere. I'm always teaching people better ways to budget. And I wish she was here. One of my students the other day, she's one of my students in the Money Master Academy. She posted in the chat, I think it was in the group for the Master Your Money Challenge. She said that I changed the way she think about budget. Like, she wasn't thinking about it like that. And now that I changed it, like, it all makes sense. And she feels like that's the best compliment I can ever get in my business, to have somebody really start to see the difference, because it's all based on your perspectives. That's why I changed my business name to Perspectives. Okay. So I got a budget boot camp coming up February 1st, and we're going to get deep down and dirty in budgeting. Okay. So that gives you a huge overview of my story and the reasons why I started to do this, the reasons why I felt like it was a need for me to do this. Okay. Because it's important. And I feel like it's something that we really need. Okay. So we're going to get back to it. So it doesn't have the other part. I guess it doesn't like this presentation, but it's a black thing right there. But anyway, yesterday I told you to utilize resources, and I told you that there were a lot of different apps and things that are out there that you can use to help you do better with your finances. So today I'm doing one better. I'm bringing back and telling you what some of those apps and some of those resources are that you can use. And I'm going to tell you what each one does. So if you want to use one of them, you can have a good idea of, oh, I want to use this one. This one might be beneficial or not. Okay. So Capital or Coins. If you don't know Capital or Coins, these are two apps you can use that are very good if you have savings goals. You can create different savings goals, and you'll create rules for those savings goals. So you might create a rule that you want $25 to come out every pay period. You might create a rule that you want 3% of your paycheck to come out every pay period. And then you can put multiple. If you want to have 5 different savings goals, you can do that. And you can have a different rule for each one of them. And it basically builds the money up towards your goal. So me personally, I use it because I go to Carnival in Trinidad every year. And I'm a budgetista, but Carnival in Trinidad is not budget friendly. So that's one of the ways that I save up for it, because by the time I reach Trinidad, I don't want to still be paying for my costume. And I don't want my wallet to cry while I'm paying for it. So it helps me to start saving beforehand. So, like, we're going to Trinidad next month for Carnival. I'm going to start preparing to pay for 2024 now. That's what I do so that it doesn't hurt my pockets. Prism is a good app to use. If you have a problem with paying bills on time, or if you have a problem with keeping up with the dates that bills need to be paid, if you have problems with anything like that, Prism is a great app. The other benefit about Prism is, and I, just so you know, I have no affiliation. Well, it doesn't matter because you're not using any of my links anyway. I'm just giving you resources that will help you. So Prism, basically, it'll tell you, okay, you have this much money coming in from your paycheck this week, and then you have this many bills that are due this week. To me, that's golden, because if nothing else, it gives you a good idea of, okay, I get paid this week, but I really don't have as much money as I think to spend, because these are the bills that are due right around this paycheck. That to me is a great thing. But again, you do have to connect it to your accounts. You don't have to connect it necessarily. You can go in and manually input them. Obviously, for Capital and Coins, you do have to. So I'll let you know which apps have to be attached to your credit report. So, I mean, attached to your bank account, because some people don't like to attach them. Okay. So the next one is Mint. I will let you know that Mint is owned by TurboTax, in case that's important information for you. But Mint is a good app. It's a great budget app. It's similar to Personal Capital, so that's why I put Mint and Personal Capital together. It's a great financial and budgeting. It's something you can use to help you keep track of your money, and it'll remind you how much money you spent. So me personally, I use Personal Capital. And I use Personal Capital because it helps you track your net worth. So I'm always saying your net worth determines your network determines your net worth. But what is your net worth? So your net worth is basically the result of subtracting your liabilities from your assets. So if you purchase a house, the building, the structure is an asset, but the actual mortgage that you have to pay and you owe to the bank is a liability. When you compare them, all of these free. So yes, they all have a free version. Prism I've used, it's free. Of course, most things have a free version and an upgraded version, but most resources that I'm going to give you, I do know that Coins is no longer free. Capital has a free basic version that you can use, and then you have to upgrade to do fancy stuff. I personally don't do fancy stuff because I don't want to be paying a whole bunch of apps all over the place. That's just creating more expenses. But in Coins, they charge now, period. So yes, Prism is free, Personal Capital is free, Mint is free. So yeah, good question. Good question. Thank you for asking. But yeah, so I use Personal Capital because it lets me calculate how much my net worth is. So while I was paying off those $50,000, it was satisfying to me to keep seeing my net worth increase in it. Because we buy a lot of things and we buy a lot of expensive things. And to us, we feel like that makes us worth more. And to us, we feel like that makes us better. But if we really look at our net worth, it's not, because it might not be considered an asset. It might be considered a depreciating asset, which basically depreciating means that the value starts to drop as time passes. So I think it's a great app for that. Hurdler is good if you're a side hustler. If you're a side hustler, Hurdler is good because Hurdler will help you track your mileage. It's really great for you if you have side gigs. Like if you do Uber, a loan signing agent, it'll help you track your mileage. You can input your expenses or things like that. And they even have a free plan that you can use. So like I say, most of these have a free plan you can use, and then you can upgrade if you want to. Simplify is nice and simple, hence the name. It helps you see all your accounts in one place. You can view what you're, projected or, going to spend, and then you can see what your balances are, and you can track yourself month to month. That's why it's a good one. Cube Money. Cube Money is a good one. And let me do something. Hold on. Let me do something. Bam. Cube Money is a good one because if anybody has ever heard of the envelope system, Cube Money is basically a virtual version of the envelope system. So basically, you have an app, and that app connects to your account, and it allows you to put the different money in different envelopes, which I always think is a good idea if you have spending issues. And then last but not least is Undeaded. Undeaded is beautiful because Undeaded is if you're paying off debt. Now, Undeaded is free. Undeaded does not have to be attached to your account. You have to go in and you manually put in the amount that you owe. You put in your minimum payment, and you'll put in what your interest rate is. And what it will do is calculate your debt, debt, if you're going to use the snowball method or if you're going to use the avalanche method. And then I'll talk about what the snowball and avalanche method is next. But that to me is golden because you can see like how long is it going to take me to pay off this debt I have, and give you a realistic time frame so you can know if I need to get to work. Okay, I'm doing pretty good. So you might have to go in there and re-put the information in again because it is manually being input. But I do know that some people don't like to attach all these apps to their bank accounts, especially like with the whole Zelle thing that just happened the other day. So I like to give options for those who don't want to connect the two. Okay. So here is an example of comparing the snowball method to the avalanche method. Okay. The two differences, I think, is based on you as a person. As I always say, money and your financial journey and your journey to financial stability it's a self-awareness journey. So you have to see who you are as a person so you can figure out, okay, this works for me. I'm going to be able to do this, or no, I'm not going to be able to do this. So the debt avalanche method, which is on the left, you're going to pay things off based on the highest interest rate. Now, the reason why you're paying things off by the highest interest rate, because in the long run, when you've paid off your debt, you're going to end up having paid less money because you're attacking the debt that's charging you the most each month. So what did I tell you guys yesterday? One of the big things I tell my students to do is if you are looking to get out of debt, go to all your credit card statements, personal loan statements, and all of those things, and look at how much interest you are being charged every month. How much interest alone are you paying each month? So that is why the debt avalanche method is a good one. The debt snowball is a little bit different. This one is good if you need small wins because you're going to pay this off by smallest balance. So as you see, the most important one is the one that's $3,000. That means you're going to have quicker wins and you're going to be able to stay more motivated through your journey if you're someone who needs those quicker wins. That's why that method is good. So as you see, you have to pick the method that works best for you. It doesn't matter if one pays less or not, because if you're not going to be able to stay focused and stay disciplined and stay on through that full journey, it didn't do you any good. So see which one will work better for you and your mentality. And one thing I always tell people as a wonderful tip, if you're paying off debt, no amount is too small. I don't care if it's $5. Send the $5. Send the $5. Okay. Send them. The reason why you're going to send them is because you're not just paying that $5. You're also paying whatever interest would have accrued on that $5 during the time period. Okay. So food for thought. So let's talk spending. We're going to get down and dirty now. Let's talk spending. So the purpose of this specific slide is to talk about all the different ways, marketing tactics, or things that are set up to make you, one, bust your budget, and two, spend more money. Like, I know a lot of people don't budget, and I believe the statistics said that 3 out of 5 people don't budget, but you know who does budget? The department stores, the credit card companies, all the people who are all working hard to get your money. They have budget. They have big budgets. They have big people that they've paid to figure out your psychology of spending and, your spending behaviors. And they got cookies they're paying for and, buying your information from Facebook and all of this stuff. They're doing a lot to help you spend money and to encourage you to spend more money. So, impulse shopping. Impulse shopping is the art of you just buying something at a whim, last minute. You did not intend to purchase it, but you just bought it. This usually will happen when you're in stores like Ross, Target, TJ Maxx, and or even if when you go travel and you go to the amusement parks, if you notice they always make you go through the gift shop before you can exit. You cannot just walk out the door. You have to go through the gift shop to there. Okay, that's the purpose of that, is to make you buy an impulse purchase, to make you buy something that you didn't plan on purchasing, and they're counting on you doing it. The next one is free shipping. This one happens all the time with my Sheins, my Fashion Novas, and most websites like that, because a lot of times they'll tell you like, well, just spend $75 more and you can get free shipping. And it's like, yeah, but shipping only costs $3.99. So why am I spending $75 more just to get $3.99 in shipping? Because they've done their research and they know that people do not like to pay shipping. So they know that some people would rather spend the money and didn't even look at the actual cost of shipping. They just saw, ooh, do this and get free shipping. They said, ooh, free shipping, let me go spend. They're also counting on you to make more impulse purchases. So while you're shopping for that $75 more, guess what's happening? You're going to find something else you want. That $75 more is going to turn to $100 more. So these are the things they're counting on, but these are the things that are causing you to spend money that you might not have. Living above your means. Now, I even made a TikTok about this. Living above your means basically means that you're living a lifestyle that your current income and your current paycheck can't afford. So you're buying things and you're spending more money than you have coming in. And what this will end up looking like to you is you'll have more money than you have month. You'll find yourself having to juggle your bills. This month you'll pay this one. I mean, and sometimes you have situations where people just are not making enough money because things are super expensive. But sometimes you have high earners who are still in that same predicament. But it's because some things that they have, they might have to make some cuts. Okay. Food delivery apps. I know we're all guilty of this because I've asked my students, and when I've asked my students, the biggest splurge that I've heard on payday has been that they got food. Every time I've asked that question, that's been the biggest expense on payday, that they went and got food. So the food delivery apps is definitely something that you have to be careful with. If you're on a serious journey and trying to work on your spending, you might have to delete them. You might have to cut it. The price is way too high. You need to cut it. I'm just saying, free trials. Free trials is another way they get us. What you need to do, if you're going to take advantage of a free trial, plot that date that free trial is up. Well, I say maybe 2 days before on your calendar so that you do not forget about that free trial. Okay, you hear me? Plot that date on your calendar. So, and then the next one is going to be buy now, pay laters. Which buy now, pay later is great. It's a great way for you to keep your money in your pocket and not spend all your money. The problem comes in with buy now, pay later is when you have 4 buy now, pay laters right there. And now you have all these different things just snatching your money and you forget you got this one and you got that one. And next thing you know, your money just getting snatched out your bank account. Okay. And then the next one is the one-click buy. That's another form of impulse shopping. And that's created so that you don't have time to think about that purchase and that you make that purchase. And then before you know it, you're going about your business and you've already spent the money. So they want to make it as easy as possible for you not to have to think about that purchase. They want to make it super easy where you could just be like, oh, bam, smack the button. Okay. And if you're here on TikTok and you still here, make sure you follow me. So those are the ways that they create so that they can take our money. And I'm not saying that spending is bad. I'm not saying that you shouldn't spend any money, but you're here because you're working on your finances. You want to do better about your finances and you're working towards financial stability. So with that being said, these are the things that you want to start to work on so that you can get better with your money. All right. So we're going to go a little deeper. One of the ways for you to start working on your spending, if you find yourself spending more money than you should, is working on what triggers you to spend in the first place. Stopping to buy coffee or, oh, I don't buy any lipstick this week, or, oh, I didn't buy any shoes this week. It will help you, but that's not really going to get down to the root of the problem. Okay. It's not really going to get down to the root of the problem. and you want to work to get down to the root so that you can do better. So one of the biggest spending triggers is FOMO. FOMO is fear of missing out. You see somebody else doing something, you see somebody else, and now you want it. So now you got to go buy it. But the problem is you didn't check to see if you had enough money to buy it. You didn't check to see if you had bills coming out that you were going to be able to purchase this. You just said, oh, well, they got it. I want it. Let go. That's a problem. The next one is perceived value. And they get us this all the time with Black Friday. Perceived value basically means that you think that this is going to be worth so much more because it said that it was worth this much, but they're selling it to you for this much. So you think it's a value and you think that you're getting something that's super high quality for a dirt cheap price. So you're like, oh, I got to get it. It's only $25, but that's how much it costs anyway. They just gave you the idea to make you feel like it costs more than it really did. The next one is saving money. If you think you're saving money. So Walmart does this all the time with the rollbacks. And you like, oh, it was this price. Now it's this. Black Friday also. That's another big one for Black Friday. They run those prices up and then make you think that you're getting them on sale and getting them for a price. But if you really look at the history or the price history of those things, some of that stuff you paying more for it or you paying the exact price that it was anyway. The next one is going to be emotional. Some of us, when we get emotional or we had a heartbreak or something like that, we're like, oh, I got to go buy me something because you want to get that feeling. You want to turn that feeling around. We call it retail therapy. So, and then of course, buy now, pay later. Those are a trigger. And it's the reason for you to shop because that's why you bought it. You bought it because, well, I don't have to pay the whole thing right now. I'm just going to have to pay $25 a month. That's it. They kill me with that with the cell phone company. So when I went into the store, every time I go into the store, they're trying to get you to purchase another phone. And they're like, oh, it's only $20 a month. I'm like, yeah, but how much is the phone total? She would not tell me how much that phone was in total. And she was like, well, it's only $20. That's it though. It doesn't matter because, they're just going to add it to your thing. I said, yeah, but how much does the $20 a month add up to? And how long am I going to be paying $20 a month? Because that can become a thorn in your, what. So these are the things and the ways they do it. And of course, last but not least is the excitement. Some people just have the excitement of getting things and they're just so obsessed with getting things. That's a trigger for them. They see a new gadget. Oh, I got to have it. They see a new thing. Oh, I got to have it. So these are the ways for you to identify how you are triggered to spend more money than you're supposed to spend. All right. So how do I break this? What can I do? How can I help myself so that I can start to do better about spending and find better solutions? So one of the things I tell people, it might be inconvenient. It might not work for you. I don't know. Stick to cash. Stick to cash. If you stick to cash, I guarantee you it'll slow down your spending because it's nothing like getting 100 and then that 100 is now $2. And you like, well, what the... I went to 2 stores and you trying to calculate your steps, okay? Or you set budget. And when I mean by set a budget, I mean when you leave your house, you set a budget. If you're going to the store, if you're going to the restaurant with your friends, you get in your mind before you step into that restaurant, okay, I only got $50. I'm going to spend this $50 in this store. When I spend this $50, I'm up. If you go into the restaurant and you know what restaurant, of course, you can look up the menu before you get there and already have a clue of what you have to spend. These are things for you to do while you're along your journey so that you can do better about your money. I want to make sure I'm giving you real life actionable solutions that you can use to do better about your finances. Okay. And you got to remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. So you're not going to improve your finances. We make this decision. And then at the end of the 5-day money challenge, y'all like, okay, let's go. I got this. It doesn't work like that. As I said with my journey, and that's why I'm so descriptive to tell you about the different levels to my journey, because it's levels to this. Yes, I got this part right, but I didn't think I needed an emergency fund. Okay. So now that I learned that, okay, bam, now my income went down. So now I got to learn to navigate on a strict budget. So it's different levels to your financial journey. So it's not going to happen in a day. It's going to be ups, it's going to be downs, it's going to be lows, and you'll have to work to be motivated during those times. So you have to always remember that. Okay. Put your credit cards on punishment. Now, if you're already good with your money and you're good with spending and all of that, then fine. Leave your credit cards on there. But if you're somebody and you're struggling with spending, which is the person who I'm talking to with these specific lessons, take your credit cards off your food delivery apps. Take your credit cards off your Ubers and Lyft. Take your credit card off Amazon.com, because if you don't have the cash to purchase it, Your credit card shouldn't be on there. That's just giving you more options to spend money that you don't have. Now, once you get yourself financially sound, you've improved your money habits, you got control and you have discipline, or you're okay with delayed gratification like we talked about the other day, then fine, throw those cards on there and use your credit cards like a debit card. But what people have to understand is everybody's not ready to do that, because everybody doesn't have the discipline to say, oh, well, I'm going to buy this on my card and I'm going to pay it all off this month. Because anybody in the chat, let me know if you hear me. The biggest lie you've told yourself is, oh, I'm going to pay my credit card back when I get paid. And what happens when you get paid? Life continues to keep lifing. And now that money that you were going to put on that credit card, now something else has come. And now you're going to say, oh, well, I'll just pay a next pay period. I just pay a next pay period. But now you're going to be getting interest, because now your billing statement is going to come. And now this is the cycle that you're going to start. So this is, again, a self-awareness journey. So it's up to you to be realistic with yourself, be completely honest with yourself. Are you able to use those credit cards right now? If you have high amounts of debt on them and you already feel like you're drowning, then you might need to put your credit cards on punishment, okay? Because at the end of the day, for one, you have to remind yourself, and I'm going to say this 50 million times, you are worthy, deserving, and capable of financial stability. If you're on my email list today, your mental health moment for today was to create a win jar. The purpose of creating a win jar on your financial journey is this jar will help you when you're discouraged. This jar will help you when you feeling like, oh my God, I still haven't made it to my goal yet. Like, I'm still working on this and I still haven't made it. At that point, you get your win jar. Now, what a win jar is a jar that you use, and it can be any jar. You do not need to go buy a fancy jar. Hear me when I say, hold on, let me come on the screen, because somebody's going to watch this and they need to hear this. You do not need to buy a fancy jar. You don't need any special paperwork or stationery. It can be some regular paper, anything. It can be a regular jar. It can be a cup. It can be a mug. It can be a water bottle. It does not matter. It's not important what jar it is in. It's more important what you put in it. Okay, so let me get back to it. So the purpose of this is to help yourself stay encouraged. So whenever you do something that works towards your goal, you're going to celebrate it. Whatever win you have, if you have a weight loss win, if you have a financial win, if you got a promotion at work, you did something nice for somebody else, you just had a really good day and something really good happened, or somebody did something nice for you, or you did something, anything that you want to celebrate that made you feel good, made you happy, and especially if it made you smile. Write it on a piece of paper, put it down in the win jar. Now, when you have these moments where you're discouraged on your journey, because sometimes we get really impatient with ourselves. We feel like we should be somewhere that we're not at yet, and we don't understand why we're not there yet, because I've been working, so why haven't I accomplished this yet? So this win jar is to help you in those moments and to remind you. And make sure you put something in it that tell you you're worthy of financial stability too. So you might need to consistently remind yourself of that also. Okay. All right. And the big part about all of this, so to pay off debt, to get control of your spending, all of those things, there's one important B word that you need that's going to be very important for you to take control of your finances, pay down debt, take control of your spending. And that B word is budget. I know that a lot of people don't like budgets. Like I say, I'm here sticking up for budgets everywhere. A budget is only a plan for your money. And those who know me, you've heard me say this 50 million times, but all it is a plan for your money. Your budget is all inclusive. It's not restrictive. Your budget is not meant to restrict what you're doing. It's not meant to take all the fun out of your life. Your budget is meant to be all inclusive. So instead of it restricting your life, it just want to know everything that's going on. It's like your nosy boyfriend, okay? And it gets jealous if you spend money, but you don't tell your budget that you spent it, okay? So that's what you treat your budget like. Don't treat your budget like something that's coming to ruin your life and drive you insane. It's really there to just be real nosy and all up in your business, okay? You need a budget. Creating a budget is one of the ways that's going to help you pay off more debt and take control of your spending, because that budget is going to help you figure out what I have coming in and what I have going out. And all the budget is making a plan for those funds. I know I'm getting paid. I know this money is coming in. Okay, well, what am I going to do when it get here? So that's all it is. That's it. That's all. You're going to create a list of all the things that you spend your money on each month. Make sure you're reviewing credit card statements and bank statements, because sometimes we have things on auto pay that we forget are coming out. And then you're going to do something that writes down all of the money that you have coming in. So whatever income you have or side hustles, all of those things, you're going to bring that together. Then you're going to subtract the things that you spend your money from, whatever that total is, from the amount of money that's coming in. Now, when you do that, it's going to be two things that's going to happen. One of them is either you're going to have a surplus, which means you have extra money left over, which you're going to decide, oh, wow, I have money left over. What am I going to do with this money to help me achieve my financial goals faster? What am I going to do with this money to do better for me? Okay. The second action that might happen is you might end up with a negative amount. If you have a negative amount, this is what they mean when they say living above your means. This is what they mean. So what you're going to do now is see, okay, where did you mess up at? You're going to, like that TikTok, you got to mess around and find out. This is when you mess around and find out. Okay. This is when you go and you figure out where is the money going, so you can figure out how to, you can cut some things so that you can get rid of that negative number. Okay. So one thing I want you to remember also is there's multiple ways to budget. It's not just one way. You budgeting, again, it's a self-awareness journey. You have to decide what works for you and what's going to help you. You know what I'm saying? Some people do well with one type of budgeting, but don't do well with another one. It just depends on what you do. Okay. So zero-based budgeting. Zero-based budgeting just simply means that you give every dollar a job. This does not mean that you have no personal spending or anything like that. It does not mean that. It just means that you assign a dollar to every job. So like I said, you had that surplus of money and you decided, okay, I got $350 left after I paid all my bills. Okay, let me figure out some percentages and say, okay, I'm going to send 50% over here to my savings. I'm going to send 30% over here to my debt repayment, and I'm going to send 20% over here to investments, because even though I don't know how to invest right now, I want to learn how to invest. I'm going to start learning how to invest. And when I do start investing, guess what? I can't invest with thin air. I need to be able to have some money to do that. So that's what you can do. And in that simple instance, you just gave every dollar a job. Now, the envelope method is basically you can do it in cash. You can do it digitally with the Cube app, like we said before. You can do it virtually, where you just create an Excel spreadsheet that tells you the dollar amounts for each envelope. It's multiple options that you can do this. But essentially what you're doing is you're assigning an envelope. Each envelope has a category. So like one envelope is going to be your rental mortgage. One is going to be your car note. One is going to be your insurance. It's a very tedious process in the beginning, but it's really good for somebody who has problems with overspending into other categories. And now you got to make up in 2 days, you got to figure out how you're going to get your rent up. So now you're using payday loans and payday loan apps like Earnin and creating a vicious cycle of you being more and more in debt. You see what I'm saying? So that's still a good method for you if that's going to help you do better about not dipping, because once you spend all the money in one envelope, that's it. You know that you spent all the money you had towards that category. And if you now have to go into a different envelope or a different category, you have more of a mental note to say like, ooh, I'm overspending. You see what I'm saying? The last but not least, of course, is the 50-30-20 rule. And they have other budgeting methods, but again, we don't have all day. We already pretty long today. The 50-30-20 rule is essentially a way for you to spend money that you assign categories. Okay. So 50% of everything goes towards your needs. These are your fixed bills that you have every single month. This is your rent, your car note, insurance premium. These things, they stay every month. You have to pay them every month. Okay. Those things should account for 50% of your money coming in. 30% is now going to go towards your wants. These wants are getting your hair done, travel fund, entertainment, your restaurant fund to go out and kick and hang with your friends. 20% is going to go towards your needs. I'm sorry, not needs. is going to go towards debt repayment and savings. That's what the other 20% is going to go. This is more of a granular way to budget because it's just assigning percentages as opposed to itemizing it. But that's why I say you pick what works for you. So there's different options, Don't think that it's just, a cookie cutter solution. This is what everybody has to do because somebody told you had the budget. So I just wanted to include a quick example first of what a regular budget can look like. And basically, as you see, you have at the top, you have the income, different expenses. The income, the amount of money that you have coming in. And then under it, you see you have the mortgage or rent. You got utilities, home, telephone. So you basically just create a list of everything that you have to pay out and put the amount next to it. When you finish, you total up all of those expenses. And whatever number you come up with, you subtract it from that $8,000 worth of income. Easy peasy, right? That sounds so simple. And then next, I want to give you an example of the 50-30-20 rule. So this gives you a graphic to show you kind of what this looks like, okay? This, like I say, 30% goes to wants, 20%, I say 20% to debt repayment and savings, but they have savings here. 50% going to needs, 30% shopping, dining out, your fun stuff. So this is just give you an example of how you can break up your budget based on the 50-30-20 rule, because I wanted to bring examples. And that brings us to the end of today. And I'm going to let you know what your homework is. Okay. So, let me know how you're feeling about today. If you learned anything, those of you on here, like I say, follow me. Let me know if you learned anything. Let me, mute. There we go. Get rid of that. And get rid of that. Bam. All right. But yes, let me know how you're feeling about what we all just talked about. Let me know if you heard anything that relates to you. Ask whatever question you have about anything that I said or anything you need a further explanation on. I know I tried to cram a lot in pretty quick today, but I'm doing pretty good. I'm only at 7:05, so I think that's not too bad. I still got to go talk to my VIP. Again, if you want the VIP, it's $47. And you basically get to go on Zoom with me and we talk and I answer whatever questions you got. Yes, thank you. Thank you for putting that up there. I appreciate that. Homework is tonight is creating a list of 2 spending habits that you plan to break that you want to work on. That's the homework for tonight. Okay. And tomorrow or tonight, you can do the homework, post it with a badge, and that gives you participation towards the giveaway on Friday. But I'm telling you guys right now, if you don't put your badges in there, I'm going to take the thing and go spend it on myself. And I'm going to post a video in the chat of me spending it on myself. Matter of fact, I'll take my assistant out. That's what I'm going to do. If y'all don't do it, I'm going to take my assistant out and we're going to go have a good time with y'all $100 that y'all didn't get. Okay. I'm just letting y'all know, in case you didn't know. But yes, so basically you want to do the homework out of the spending habits that I talked about. You say, yes, take me out. But yes, out of the things, I even go back. And that's why I leave the video up for a few days. Just so you can be able to go back and watch what you need to watch and fast forward to what you need to fast forward to. But these are some of the spending habits and ways that you impulse shop, that you spend more money. Impulse shopping, free shipping, living above your means, food delivery apps, free trials, buy now, pay laters, payday loan apps, one-click buy. Those are just some of the ways that people tend to spend more money than they need to spend. These are things that you have to work on if you want to reach financial stability, if you want to achieve financial stability. Okay, so that is all I have for today. Let me remove this out and come back up to the forefront. How are we doing about today? Did we find anything out today? Do we feel like we learned some things? Oh, yes, good point. If you need to sign up for the challenge, if you're on here, and so I'm going live 5 days straight. I'm going to be here again Thursday and Friday. But the best way to participate in the challenge is if you sign up at the5daymoneychallenge.com. Because then you'll be able to go inside the private Facebook community. You'll be able to ask me questions. You get access to the badges that you use to be able to take advantage of the giveaway. Can you share the apps in the group? Yes. Which group? Which group? Because I'm live in 2 groups right now. Which group? Tell me which one. Tell me which group you want me to share in, because I'm live in the actual private group for the challenge, and then I'm also live in my group for my membership. So which one? Once you let me know which group. Oh, either one. Okay, boom. Okay, cool. I'll do that. I'll put it in there. But yeah, so especially because it didn't show the full thing and it was kind of hard to see because it blocked it. But you'll see when I screenshot that slide, you'll be able to see that it had other parts on it. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, anybody on here, you have any questions, learned anything, questions about anything, please like, share, follow me while you're on here. I drop down to earth money and home buying tips for women seeking financial stability. My goal in doing all of this is to help people do better with their money. I name my company Perspectives. And the reason why I name my company's Perspectives is because my goal is to change the way that people think about money. Because when you think about money as a chore, that's what you're going to feel like it is. You're going to feel like it's a chore. You're going to feel like you don't want to do it. You're going to be discouraged to do it. So you have to change the way you think about it if you want to be more successful with it. So that's one of the reasons why I named my company Perspectives. And that's why I named my membership the Money Mastery Academy, because the goal is to help you master your money and make money moves. It's a meaning behind every name I give to everything. Oh, yes. And if you want to follow me, feel free to follow me on here. You can go to the link in my bio. You'll be able to see whatever class I'm offering. You'll be able to see all my socials. You can go to my website so you can follow me. But yes, any questions? Because if not, I'm going to jump off here. It's a little bit after 7 and I got to jump on Zoom. So I don't want my VIP yelling at me. So that's it. All right, you guys, have a great night. I will see you all tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, these videos will stay in the group until Friday. Okay. Bye for now.